everybody. Hello. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss B. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. You guys, I feel like a new money. Welcome. Just give me a minute. Hello, my people. Damn, how y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss B. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. I'm happy to be here. How are you guys doing? You guys, please share hands. Like, keep choking me. Mm, I don't know. My light doesn't look too good tonight. Let's see. I don't know how they set up. Anyway, I forget about it. If they ain't done, they will cook. It's like I'm losing my voice. But welcome to you. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. I'm super excited to be here. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. What are you guys getting into? You better get over here. If you're out tonight, I just want to say what's up, stopping, listen out, how you're doing. You're welcome. We are here. If you're watching, make sure you share the show. Make sure you're sharing, showing us some love over here tonight. We're talking about influencer. It's so funny, right, to talk about that because I feel like I'm tapping into the influencer world a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Who knew I might get all into it, but some might say I am an influencer. But yeah, if you're watching, make sure you share this show. Share it. Invite your friends. Tell them to catch us. If they can't catch us, they can go back and watch and share with their friends. Keep that follow. You guys, before I even continue, let me tell you guys, thank you. Welcome to all of our new followers. Y'all are killing it. Do you guys know how long we stay on 5,000 follow? Have you looked at my page lately? Right now, we're at 6,000 follow, and it's all your support. Just want to say thank you to all of those who saw us, somebody that they would like to follow. So, if you're following us and you're new here, welcome to the family. Shout out to you. I wish I had my audio thing. I would have played this clapping sound for you. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. The goal is we have to hit by my birthday, which is February. We gotta hit 10K. So the challenge, that's a challenge I gave myself and to you guys as our supporters. So I just want to say welcome again tonight. We're jumping into another very interesting yet controversial topic. Influencers, trust. What does that have to do with parenting, teaching, being a teacher, and the churches, pastors? How is that influencing how our current mentorships is going compared to traditional mentorship? So, welcome to Let's Talk with Miss B. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. Super excited to be here. I always look forward to Saturday these days because I mean the weekends because guess what? I get to hang out with y'all live. Even though I be online talking all these smack, doing all these really crazy videos, y'all probably be wondering where does she get all these videos? Don't worry about it. Just watch it and enjoy it as it comes. But yeah, welcome. Tonight I want us to be candid. If you can join us, you can. If you would like to join us, actually, I'm pinning the link in the comment section. You're more than welcome to tap on it and come up, share your thought with the world, and see how you can influence someone. Isn't that ironic? We're talking about influence, and then I'm telling you, oh, yeah, sorry, I'm on my other device. But let me pin the link in the comment section. We're about to get started. Again, do us a favor, share the show, invite your friends. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I know we don't talk about your gossip, your latest gossip. We don't be all in the G's and the fries. But this other G's and fries is very important. One day you'll come across this, and hopefully there's videos like this that you can look back on and be like, yeah, they were right. Who remember what we talked about last week? Y'all missed it. Y'all missed it because I was all in for the men. I'm always on the right side. I'm always in the middle. I'm lukewarm. I'm always here. I'm always there. I don't really sugarcoat, and I'm here to make sure truth be told. Last week we talked about what we talk about. We talk about uh 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 um what was it? I don't want to say sponsoring. Investing. Last week we talked about investing in your relationship. And I think modern society or modern women or people in general get this so misconstrued that last week, if you watched last week, you'll understand what we talked about. Influence, when you're investing in your partner, it's a for sure thing. You know you're about to make it. But Richmond is on. What's up, Richmond? Welcome.
Thank you.
it's it's amazing. So last week we talked about that. We talked about how a true investment in your partner is something that you're securing that will benefit your relationship in the long run. Now you paying her bill, paying her phone bill, doing all that. It's a extra. It's just an extra that comes with the relationship. Those are, I call it, the perks that you get to enjoy. But that's not an investment, and you shouldn't feel like you have to be in that relationship because somebody paid your phone bill or because somebody helped you out when you needed something the most. That's not investment. Tell you as an investment, say, I am forced you to jump into it. An investment is something that you're going to get a return. I'm not an accountant, but we're not going to drag on that tonight. Tonight, what we're talking about is, should influencer be trusted more than pastors, parents, or teachers? I want you to think about this for a little bit before you just say, oh, no, I don't know them. But I want you to think about it. How much is it affecting you as an individual? How many times, like, let's just think about it. How many times have you looked at an influencer, sold you something, and you bought it? And back in the days, okay, you guys that are more seasoned than I am, um, will say if you had an issue in your relationship, where did you go first? You call your mom. Women will call the mom or whoever in the church. They were wrong to that. But now, where do we go? Where we go to our handy dandy internet to find that. And who do you think is posting these things? Influencers. Influencers. So that's what I want us to dive deep into this. This can be this can be a sensitive. I think this topic could turn into a very sensitive topic, and it can also turn into a very educative conversation as well. But yeah, welcome to Let's Talk with Miss V. I've taken more time. Make sure you share the show. Again, welcome all of our new followers, our new friends. We're excited that you're here. And look who popped up. Look who popped up. You see that face? You see that face?
When you see something, you should know that, yeah,
The boss lady allow you outside today, huh?
actually, I'm really not around home. I'm going to her right now, but I have to stop somewhere and meet some of my clients. So right now I will be here for like an hour and a half before me going
Dang.
to the boss lady. I was saying certain videos, see the boss lady reading, you get oh
What? She
boss lady
read?
open boss lady open book, Bible story book. If you see the woman so focused, I was like, but I think the woman graduated from college before coming to me.
They're also like the kids that are born these days. They're also the things they know how to do. You just be like, what? How do you know how to do it? Welcome, man. It's good to see you. Welcome. Today, I said, Dennis, do you see my face? How it dropping?
I seen that you making some progress, but I don't know if you'll make it to me. You
Don't
making some
worry,
progress.
baby steps, baby steps. I used to be to your level once, and I know I can get there. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
That level too high, but I hope and pray that you can get there. But I don't think it's gonna take you
It'll take me
a
a
long
while.
time. You have a long time to go. Very long time you have to go.
As long
Yeah.
as I get there, that's it. As long as I get there. Even if it take long, I will get there. I used to be there before, not too far. Then
Yeah,
I
but
got knocked down.
too much laundry got you everything changed. Every time we're going for laundry, we're going for laundry. Now see where I've landed you, my dear.
Now I gotta work triple to get to get myself to where I wanted to be. But welcome to the show. Tonight we're talking about, should influencer be trusted more than pastors, parents, or teachers? I know the first thing you're gonna say, no way. But I want you to think about it. Think about yourself. How many times have influencer like change your thought process on certain things? Anyways, let's jump into it. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss B. You guys,
Well,
welcome Richmond, welcome Dennis. I'm gonna have you guys give your take one at a time. Let us know, like, when this topic, when you read it, what are you thinking about? What are some of those things that you think people now turn to influencers? Then, you know, traditionally you will go to your pastors, you go to your teachers, or you go to your parents for those advice. That's what I want to know. Okay.
well, I will have to wrap it up fast, very
Yeah,
fast, because my client they are on their way. So I will wrap it up fast to give my contribution, and maybe I can come back when the show is still on. But
sure.
this is a very complicated topic on influencer because influencer are people who
Mhm.
have so much. Ah, Jesus Christ. I will be right back. I will be right
Okay,
back
that's
because
fine.
they are calling. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Alright.
Okay, guys. Welcome, Richmond. How are you? It looks like it's just you and I for now, until everybody else pops up. Yeah, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about this topic?
Okay. I know on a normal basis, we would say, yes, go to the pastor. He's your spiritual father. He's supposed to be confident, that is supposed to keep your secrets and all that stuff. But to be honest, I trust a lot of information that comes from influencers. Why? Because one, they are not seeing me face to face. So they are not going to be trying to sugarcoat things for me. No matter how nasty it is, a lot of times they tell you, listen to the informations, don't do, basically listen to the informations, don't do as the person is doing. Because sometimes the person might have virtual information. And like you said, nowadays, we listen to a lot of, internet has taken over. A lot of people speak on various topics. Like right now, we ourselves, we are equivalent to influencers. Why? Because
Right.
we are here speaking our minds. We don't really, we are saying how it is to us and we give some examples, and it's up to the person to take it or not take it. But if you go to the church, pastor will try to preach to you the same way it is in the Bible. But yet he himself is not even following it. He cannot even give you vital information or give you true information, because pastors will preach to you, but yet they themselves, they are even the biggest sinners on the face of this earth. But yet they will claim to be all holy, holy, holy. So why would I want to listen to you? And then teachers follow scripts. Teachers don't even know what they are really teaching. All they are doing is you take a lecture and you present it to them, and then it's their job to go and study it just like actors. And then they will come out there, sit down, and then announce it to you, and then they expect you to understand it, and then they quiz you on it. But yet they themselves don't even know what they are really teaching. The influencers, they speak from the mind, they don't see you. So at the end of the day, they don't even care who you are. Whether you are Mr. and Mrs., they don't care. All they know is to speak their mind, and they throw it out there no matter how bad it is. And then on top of that, other people now will comment on the influencing and add their own takes to it. So at the end of the day, you end up getting more insights into the thing. So as a result, we as human beings, our senses automatically pushes us to listen to what the influencers say, because there's a lot of important information that they say. It might not come out the way you want to hear it. The truth hurts. But at the end of the day,
True.
influencers don't really have to come down to your level. They will just throw it out there as nasty as it is. And then you either take it or you don't take it. It doesn't affect them. So that is my take on it. So I would, to be honest, I'm more directed towards listening to influencers than listening to pastors and teachers, because all they are doing is just trying to preach, but yet they themselves don't even do anything. They don't follow the Bible, or they will pretend like, because now church is a joke. All they are doing is trying to gain money out of people. They are not really preaching the word of God anymore. They will tell you, bring 10% of your income. Whether you have money or you don't have money, come and donate it to the church. And yet, who is enjoying it? Mr. Pastor. And yet, he will be the one also sleeping around. But yet, who knows? Nobody. Or they will pretend like they don't even know, even though they know that the pastor is sinning himself. So why should I then listen to him? And then teacher don't even know what they are teaching. They're just there reading scripts and teaching it. And if you ask them difficult questions, they cannot even answer. So why would I want to listen? I'd rather listen to influencers. That's my take.
Wow. I
Wow,
like that.
I like that. Okay, let me brush in quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Influencers are people who, for me, in my own point of view, it's not just by their words, but by their deeds. And we have so many people right now who wants to be influencer and post this on social media, pretend like this. Like for example, you found like for example, there's some family called, I don't know, Black Peace family, where the lady from Philippines and the guy from Australia, they having so much on social media doing like this. Like the family is all good, which of course is not good. At the end of the day, those people who portraying those good content and what have you, they break up. So teachers, they are also influencer, but the thing here is we just don't need to focus on them as a role model. Why? Because what they are teaching is different from their attitude. Seeing as the pastors, for me personally, my influencer that I have is God. Is my biggest influencer. God is my biggest influence, because God is the one who, when He says it, He do it, and you see His words along with His deeds. All right, and then second, my second influencer are my parents. So all the other one out there on social media talking about how you should run your family, how you should do this, how you should do that. You cannot count those people as influencers, because influencers are people who you look at their life and decide to live according to their lives. So these are people you have to know completely and see their lives and look through it and know that, oh yes, I can follow this person. This person has some influence on me, and I can look at their life and go by it. Okay, and I know I will be successful. I will have a good family life and stuff like that. So for me, my biggest influencer that I have is God. Jesus Christ is my biggest influence. All the other one next to them, next to God, is my parents. Are my parents rather, but not people on social media who come and say rubbish and stuff like that. Oh, this is how you run your family. They create so much content and behave like it's all well with them, which of course it's not all well with them. And then you on the other hand, oh yes, I want to be like this person, which of course is a joke. And this is the reason you find a lot of relationship are breaking, because people look at content creator on social media. Oh yes, oh see how he and girlfriend, they are so sweet. They don't make any confusion, and oh I want to be like them. But which of course is lie.
Yeah.
That's a big lie. There's a fight behind that scene. So influence, for you to have an influencer, it's a good thing to look out. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But the fact here is, our modern day life, there is no influencer because the pastors, they are scam. The teachers, the teachers, especially the both male and females. When you look in school, like okay, I had one of my teacher back then. That guy is wasting all the girls in school, man. But the guy is teaching science. Hey, that guy open him up to lecture about science. You will be like, wow, I want to be like this guy. But his life is not good. The way how he portray his life is not good. So when you look at these things, for me, my biggest influencer that I have is God. It's not man, because all these things we see, all the drama we see around, these are fake. You should look at the person words along with their deeds, and then you can look up to that person and call them my influencer. This person influenced me to be like this, to be like that, because you need. That's what the Bible says. You watch your life and doctrine. Okay, so that means what you say, this what you preach is what you should practice. And a lot of these people who come on air on social media nowadays talking about all this rubbish, they're just saying it, but they are not doing it. So these people, it's the world now is so dangerous for you to say you have an influencer. The best person you can look up to as an influencer is God. And through Jesus Christ, that's the best person you can look out to as an influence, because even our parents nowadays, they make mistake. So the best person you can align with and look up to and try to live according to how they teach and align with their deeds is God, no one else. So for now, that's my contribution for that. And thank you guys. To God be the glory.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Dennis,
so
for
much,
that.
Dennis, for that.
Um, I can hear myself
Hear
echoing a
Hey,
bit.
big bro Jimmy, what's up?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. How are you?
What happened to
Reading,
him?
right? You saw your daughter reading, right? And then you said the woman finish drinking milk. That's the outcome. You see that woman reading? The woman is a good reader, very good reader. And you saw how well she focused.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, welcome to the show, Jimmy. Welcome. Let's welcome everybody really quickly so that way we can get started. I was just trying to get I was trying to understand where you guys' thoughts were at when you see this topic and you're like, ooh, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? So, but first, let's welcome Rivers Pro to the show. He's watching from the comment section and he got us some really good comments so far. Shout out to you. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you had a great week and welcome our one and only Jimmy. Let me see what name he got today. Oh, he came with the real name today, not brother. Welcome to the show, Jimmy. We are it's always nice to have you on. Welcome, welcome. So tonight we're talking about influencer. And first, I just wanted to get everybody's initial thought on the topic. But I think the very first thing we really need to do is define what influencers are or is. So that way, because I really feel like a lot of people who just try to mimic those lifestyles online definitely do not understand or know what the role influencers plays in society. So before we get Jimmy take, I just want to go ahead and read it, give you guys what it really means to be an influencer, and then we'll get Jimmy initial take on this topic so we can jump into. So right now we're kind of divided. We have people who are we have someone who's for influencers, and then we have someone who is we have maybe about another person. Well, from the look of River says pro comments, I'm thinking he's on the opposite end of influencer and what role they should play in society. So right now we're in a very perfect state where I have some follow-up points and questions that I want us to jump into. So with that being said, let's look at what an influencer is. An influencer is a person or thing that influences another. So if I'm influencing you, my job is to persuade you to do things that I'm doing. So if somebody, if that's the simplest way that I can put it, my role is to make sure that whatever product or whatever lifestyle that I'm trying to portray out there, that you're convinced enough that you want to do it. So that's my job. So just want to put that out there. Another definition says a person who has become well known through a regular social media post and is able to promote a product or service by recommending or using it online. So it's almost the same thing, right? So if I, Felicia, on here, technically you could say I'm an influencer because I'm trying to get you to tap into your reality about a lot of topics that people go through that are not talking about it. Every Saturday and Sunday we come here. So technically we're an influencer. So with that being said, with that definition, and everybody that watching, please make sure you share the show, invite your friends, tell them to come and catch it. It's very, very important that we talk about these things in life if people are not aware about it. So with that being said, Jimmy, welcome to the show. Let's get your initial take on what do you think about this topic when you first read it?
Well, thank you for for welcoming me.
Mhm.
Let me also say hi to my colleague Richmond.
Hi, boss man.
Oh, come on, man! You the boss.
You're my
Yeah,
boss
but
now.
let me use the opportunity to welcome our listeners, our followers, and those that will watch the show later.
Oh, all right.
When I saw the topic, first thing that came to my mind is that should we really discuss this, or we should just let people decide what you know they they want, who they want to listen to, what they want to listen to. But then it came back to me that yes, I think we should discuss it because some people need redirection. Some people need to know who to listen to, who to follow, who is leading their life, the impact that those that they are following, you know, are making on their lives. So I say yes. Though I have a busy evening, but I have to make it to be here so that I can throw in my little two cents, you know, on the topic, and hopefully somebody will listen. I mean, we watch this and make a decision as to who to listen to, especially when they are in critical, when they are in a situation that they need somebody to advise them who they should listen to. So those were things that came to my mind when I saw the topic.
Nice. Thank you for that. So I'm glad that you thought about it a little bit more because I myself, when I was thinking for us to talk about this, I was like, But then there's a video I reposted somebody's video yesterday, and they were telling this story about their marriage and things that occurred. So that's how this topic really like came about. And, without even going in depth about this video, apparently there's a couple that wanted to, spice up their relationship, which is something we hear throughout on social media. If you want your relationship to be this way, do this, do that. And in the process of doing that, both of them, the partner, when they indulge in certain activities, they ended up contacting HIV. And this is how huge I feel like the public are not so educated about the role influencer play in people's life. And like you said, Jimmy, and I like how you say it, there are some people that might be going through something and they're really vulnerable. And in that moment, they're just looking for whatever answer to feed their egos. And it goes back to what Richmond said. There are some, pastors that just preaching you perspective and not really leading you to the right path. So that's why I was like, this is a very controversial topic. We have to talk about it. So thank you so much for that. I'm glad you kind of like got into my sack a little bit before, because about it when I was thinking about the topic. But tonight, thank you guys so much for giving your initial um take on what the topic is about. So there's two points here. There's people who are for influencer, who believe influencers, they are important in society, um, and without them in this modern society we won't have things that we have. It opens your eye to a lot of things, and I would agree to that to a certain degree. Also, there are a lot of people who will argue that one influencer, they are just there letting you know like what the definition is. They lack accountability, they falsify information, they're not authentic, and then misinform the public sometimes about certain things because, and then their value always shifts based on what's going on. So many people might have different things to say about influencer, while others might say they're reliable and transparent. They're modern influence, like it works for our society and our modern life. So we need it and it's helpful. And somebody say it's real time engagement. Like I can know something's happening right now instead of me waiting for my mom or waiting to go to class and ask questions or going to a pastor who's just going to understand the Bible in another way and tell me something else. Now I can tap into the internet and somebody can sit there and tell me something that I need to know. So, there's a whole variety of things that people may want to go to an influence for. But I want us to take a step back for a little bit. Think about traditional life, right? Back in the days, on this show, we talk about relationship a lot. We're encouraging young men and women to tap into a true, genuine relationship, their understanding of relationship and how it's established by God and the importance of it and all those great values that come with it and life challenges that we go through. So I want us to really think about it. If you have your spouse, you and them are having an issue, 9 times out of 10 in a modern society, we're ready to go to an influencer who feeds you everything. Do you think that because we have access to all of these now, and instead of you going to a trusted family member or going to your mom or your dad or a pastor that you You go to the church, you believe the same system, and you believe that going to church is how you're going to renew your faith each week. Do you think us having that has really caused a rift in those traditional values? What do you think? Anybody?
Yeah, Richmond, go ahead. I just spoke.
Repeat your
So
question because I was trying to process the information.
Right. So, like I said, that if we look at modern society, right? I gave a lot of
mm-hmm.
take on this where some people say people that are against influencers because one, they lack accountability. Some might argue they lack accountability and they're just selling a product. They're not connected with it. They don't know you. All they're trying to do is for you to convince you to live this certain lifestyle or do these certain things, right? Some might argue and say, they misinform a lot of people and their values always shifts. So why should I trust them? And some might also argue and say, no, 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 no. They're not. They're a representation of what our modern society is. They're able to tell me in real time what's happening. Like you said earlier, Richmond, right? Pastors lie to you. They're trying to feed your ego. They won't tell you the truth. But when you're able to get that influencer that can be very, very authentic, which in my opinion is hard. But I'm just saying, if looking at that, right? And your traditional way of doing things. Let's just say if you and I are in a relationship and there was a rift and we needed somebody to intervene, right? Who do we go to? Typically in a traditional setting, not this modern life that we have now, that one, I can just go online and say, if my man is not talking to me, what should I do? There's a lot of references of videos and people can tell you what they did and what X, Y, and Z that will influence me on how my thought process would be compared to you going to your parents or your pastor in a traditional way, how they will sit you down and communicate with you. What would you say to somebody who's doing that? How how trusted is that person that you will go to in this modern society compared to, back then? How important is that? And how would you transition that?
Well, in the society we live in right now, we are actually utilizing social media and other stuff. So, in my essence, sure, the way it used to be before, where you can go to your kingsman or to auntie, uncle, mommy, daddy, and interact with them. Yes, they will talk to you face to face. It seems so sweet, it seems so nice, but at the end of the day, those that are close to us are the ones that we really don't want to hear the truth from. That's just how reality is. But
Why
if
is that
somebody
though?
tells you that same information outside there and they tell you that same information on the internet, you would listen to it a lot more. It will click in.
So that's what I'm trying to understand. Why do you think such a shift have happened over the years or decades?
It has happened because one, technology has taken effect, and two, it's just because now the structure and the way people are being brought up has given them so much freedom that now they can explore everything that is out there. So as a result, we are adapting to technology now. We are adapting to the way of the world that physical interaction between us and our parents no longer exists. Now there are so many informations that we don't even want to tell our uncles, our aunties, even our mom and dads, or even our pastors. We don't even want to tell them certain informations because we feel if you tell them, it's going to jump to the next person's ear. But if you go on the internet and you post it in there, you can put it as anonymous. Nobody's going to know who is actually presenting that topic or if it's about you or about somebody else, because you can literally put something about yourself on there, but you will state that you are asking this question for a friend, but yet you're actually asking it for yourself. And then the influencer on the other end would give their own take on it. Sure, they might be trying to do whatever. They're not seeing your face. That's one. So they don't even have to really sugarcoat it. They will tell you the things how they feel. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. So even though sure a lot of them might give you good, might give you informations, but yet things ends up turning south for them, and then their relationship goes down the drain. Well, at that point, they are giving you the informations based off how things are going in their relationship and how they feel. Or they are just trying to influence you in a way that it helps your relationship. Because it's the same way for me. I influence people by giving them informations, but yet that information did not work for my own relationship. But it works for your relationship. So at the end, I'm basically sowing a seed into your life that helps you. It might not help me, but that information might actually help you. But mommy and daddy will just tell you things based off olden days. And everybody will tell you based off olden days. Well, now technology has changed, reality has changed, life has changed, society is different. Mommy and daddy is not exposed to what is currently happening in the society. They are only narrow minded to that mentality of what they've known from ancient days. And they will try to use that to talk to you, but you're going to feel like they don't understand. So as a result, you're not going to listen to them. You rather listen to what's out there, because now you would feel like you have ways of hiding yourself to be able to get the same information that you need. And you're just not going to want to, even though mommy and daddy might tell you things that is aligned in the same way, it's just not, they will give you the same information, it's going in the same direction, but they're just going to present it to you in a different way that you will not like. That's just how life is. So
Wow, thank you for that. So basically, you're saying the reason modern, children or relationship or whatsoever people are looking for are people who speak the same language in this day and age, and like the culture change.
yep.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. Jimmy, let's get your take.
Yeah, Fee, I agree with rich man to a certain extent, but then I have my own reservation about, you know, this age and our our forefathers' time. You know, this social media invention is almost like the industrial revolution when machines starts to be, when they start to make machines to make work easier and faster, it takes away a lot of things, a lot of burden, but at the same time takes away a lot of, you know valuable resources. So social media brings people who are thousands of miles away closer than people who are actually in your physical space. And because of that, because you feel so close to the person that you talk to every day, more than the person that you see every day, you tend to believe whatever that person that you spend so much time with every day as compared to the person that is in your physical space every day. Now, the issue of influencer. Everybody is an influencer. A parent is an influencer. A pastor is an influencer. But The social media influencers are those that we do not physically interact with, but yet they influence our day-to-day activities depending on how we follow them, how we listen to them. And the danger about social media influencers is that they do not owe you anything.
Right.
They are content creator as compared to your parent who will give you tangible life experiences, you know, life lessons and things of life that you are currently experiencing, and they see you go through a day and night. Social media influencers, some of them, they only know you as followers. They only know you as fans. They do not know where you live. They don't know what you go through. So they create their content almost like they are making a business. They make their product and they bring it to the market and sell it. So you who are their followers, you are their customers. So their real intent is to keep their customers.
True.
So whatever they will tell you that will make you feel good about yourself, about your situation, make you feel like you are in the right, you whatever you do, you are right. It is their product that they are selling. They don't want to badmouth you and and lose their follower. Unlike your parent, they don't care how you feel, but they must tell you the truth, whether or not it hurts you. Unlike your pastor, a genuine pastor will not sugarcoat his message, will tell you as it is. Whether or not it hurts you, their duty is to tell you the truth. So now, between the social media influencers and the parent and pastors who are also influencers, who do you follow? Who do you listen to? Do you would you listen to the one that see what you do, that see what you go through, and give you the physical advice to suit that situation, or would you follow the one who just want to make sure that you feel fine about yourself and don't tell you about that you are wrong? They don't tell you that this habit is destroying you because they want to keep their customer. I don't want to make a decision for you, but I have given you the, you know, I have breaking down the different influencers in our lives, our parents, our pastors, our teachers, and the social media, those who are only there to grow their brand, to sell their product. Who do you listen to? And most of the time, the people who listen to the social media influencers tend to regret many times, 9 out of 10. Mind you, there are some social media influencers who are very rational. They send the right message,
Mhm.
not without even knowing you. or
Absolutely.
without even seeing you, but they send the right message. But most of the time, people go on the internet and choose what to listen to. They choose what to follow. Okay? So I know who I listen to. I know who I should listen to. I do not follow social media influencers. If I follow you, I don't even consider you as my influencer. I just consider you as an entertainer.
Oh,
You know, I consider you as a, content creator. You are just making your business. And your purpose is to grow your business.
yep.
It's not really about me. It's about your business. But my pastor, he want me to go to heaven as much as he wants to go to heaven. My mother wants me to succeed as much as she see other people succeed. So the people that tell all the hard truth, but it hurt us, are better to follow than those who make us feel comfortable in our nasty attitudes.
True.
I will stop there for now.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you mentioned like parents and oh, Richmond, you want to say something?
Yeah, to me, right? Sure, I
Uh-huh.
get what he's saying. And to me, this is what I consider influencers as. I take influencers, like, there are some good influencers that pretty much speaks good words, like you said. That is honestly true. But when I'm paying attention to influencers, I'm not paying attention to all those who throw whatever they want to throw over the internet. No. If you're sitting in a panel, just like now, we are discussing in this panel, I listen to multiple views. And what am I listening to? I'm looking for things that are really beneficial. So a lot of times when I listen to all these influencers that are doing content and stuff like that, I'm listening to figure out, okay, one, are these informations of things that I am willing to actually do, or am I look out? Two, I'm looking at, okay, what mistakes did you make? And then what vital steps did you take to fix it? Did you find information that directed you in the right path, or are you just saying whatever to sell the content? It's just like, for example, now, everybody saw that new movie that just came out, Love in Every Word
I
at
haven't. I barely
the
watch
wedding.
movies these days.
Okay, well, but you've seen the first one. What exactly was everybody talking about there? Odogu and Achalugo. But yet, that is not reality. But people will feel like that is the way society is, or that is how real life is. But it's a projection on the internet. But if you see everybody
Mhm.
talking, everybody's admiring it. And that's why so many people now want to actually go and get married to Igbos, because they believe that every Igbo is going to spend money the same way that one spends. That is not
Yeah.
how reality is. So I take it as a lesson to learn from the church. Sure, there's a lot of them that are, there's a lot of pastors that are good, but there are also bad ones. And the bad apples has pretty much overshadowed the good ones. So as a result, if I'm going to go listen to a pastor, I don't really know if he's being genuine or if he's just telling me whatever he feels like telling me. So due to that, my ears are not going to be really wanting to listen to every single thing, because I expect that if you're going to preach to me, you should lead by example. But at the same time, a lot of things that cause me to start deviating away from pastors is because, one, so many of them are doing it for the profit nowadays, because everything for them is
Sure.
pretty much business. Church is a business now. So as a result, they are not really doing what they should do, which is really teach the word of God and use it to change people's lives. A lot of them are doing it for the benefits of putting money into their own pockets because they can do that. Is it 501c that enables them not to have to pay taxes and they live the wonderful life? So I deviate away from them. Teachers, I expect that if you're going to teach me, you should teach me good things. But yet, there are so many of them that are doing bad things. So why exactly would I then want to listen? So no matter what, there is good, but there's also bad in every single thing. Mommy and daddy sure are the only ones that I can listen to, that I can consider as true influencers, because those ones, at least, one, they gave birth to me. So no matter what, they would want to teach. They're not going to try to give me bad information that is going to hinder my future or hinder my growth. And besides, if something goes wrong in your relationship, they always tell you, go and talk to mommy and daddy. Because at least, sure, the truth might be hurtful, but they are telling you that out of love. It's the same way mommy and daddy will beat you. Why? Because they want to teach you the right way. They want to teach you and ensure that you don't go in the wrong direction. Influencers, whether you like it or not, like my brother said, it is up to you to make that decision on what information you are really taking from it. Everything you hear in this world is not for you to just take and go and do. No. It's for you to take it, but at the same time, you should use your discretion and know, is this thing that this person is saying something that is going to work? When it comes to your relationship, nobody can help you move your relationship. You are the one that will have to be in that relationship. You see and you know exactly where it's pinching you. You know where it hurts. So it is for
Right.
you now to be your own counselor. You should be your own pastor. You should use the word of God. The Bible will pretty much teach you more than you can learn. The Bible is your number one influencer because that one will teach you every single thing that a pastor cannot even teach you. So use that
True.
as your influence to learn. That is how life goes. So yes, I agree with some things, but at the same time, I also have my own, which is I don't use social media as my way of learning every single thing. I use it as a learning. I use it as learn because if your relationship break now, then at the end of the day, I know that okay, the fact that you said that rubbish on the internet, it basically tells me that you yourself don't even know, which basically means that information that you gave now, it is for me to know that it is not the right information for me to go and use to better my relationship. But if it works and your relationship is still good, then okay. And a lot of times when I use influencing, I'm using it to learn how, what exactly I should be able to look at, especially that love language. That is the only reason why I really pay attention to influencing, is because I want to learn how that love language aspect works when it comes to our wives. Because our wives, they are very, very tricky with their love languages. So that is how I learn, is by that influencing. Which one has worked? And I must hear it from multiple sources. If I don't hear it from 5 sources and the information doesn't turn out to be the same, then I know, okay, there's something wrong there. That is how me I learned. So I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Richard, for that. It's the love language part that makes me laugh. I like that. So you guys are saying a lot of great things. And there's something, Jimmy, can you kick yourself off and come back? I know you're backstage, but for some reason when I bring you on, it's still loading. So come back on. But yeah, before we go to the comment section really quick, I want people to understand like our parents are mentors. Our teachers are to be our mentors. Our pastors are our mentors. And the difference between a mentor and a influencer, remember we say influencer are people who are just, they're there to influence you. It's kind of like when you go, I don't know if you guys, when you're in high school, if you went to debate club, right? I was in a debate club, and there's a series of topics that you have to persuade your colleagues to believe you. Or let's just change it. When you're in high school, you wrote persuasive I can't even say it, persuasive exit, right? All your as what is it saying? All right, let me bring him. Okay. So when you were in school, you had like different type of essay you had to write, right? You have to write persuasive essay. You have to write one that's explanatory. All this little different, you guys, writing and all this different writing, right? So when you're persuasive, that topic that you're trying to get your teacher to understand your viewpoint of why the person that you're trying to convince to believe what you believe. So that's what influencers are, right? And Jimmy says something about going to your parents, your pastor, and things like that. They're putting life as our mentor, and a mentor is basically a trusted individual, experienced, trusted individual. I think that's what the definition said. It said, okay, yeah, it said a mentor is an experienced and trusted advisor. So if we're taking influencer as our advisor, the only thing that comes to mind when I'm hearing you guys talk is that every individual, every one of us, we will choose what we got to go look at, right? And in this moment, let's just say I'm angry about my relationship. You guys, that's an example. I'm angry with my partner and I feel like he's exhibiting, I've already put in my thought process that he's a narcissist because that's the trending word. Now I go online to feed into my thought process and say, what is a narcissist? Or I put that he spoke loudly to me. Or maybe he was just agitated and then he said something to me that it can happen to anyone, but now in that moment, because I've already convinced myself that my partner is exhibiting these behavior, so I go online and surely I will find what I'm looking for because I know specifically what I'm looking for. And that's how influencers become impactful in our daily lives because we know what we're going to look for. They're not coming to your house. You're going online and saying, today I'm not happy with my partner because he said something to me and I feel like he's exhibiting these behavior. So let's find people who will feed into that and get into my mental and get me to understand, like, yep, he must be this person. Yep, he did this to me. I told you guys I'm on this blog that I read. People post every time, and somebody will post, my husband did this to me. Could he be cheating? And then you'll see 10,000 people already put that message. Yeah, he did. My partner did this to me. Little did you know, my husband probably name is John and yours is Paul. Paul is from a different country. Like there's so many different aspects of each of those individuals. But now because I'm sitting here and I can put one or two together because of what I can read and find on the internet, now I feel like my partner is this way. So that's why I think, like, if we're going to look at parents and pastors, I want us to look at them in a different light as mentors. They're not, I wouldn't call them an influencer because my parent, like Jimmy said, my mom wants me to exceed than she've ever excelled in her life, than she will ever be. So why wouldn't I go to her if I'm having a relationship hiccups to ask her? But if in my mind, I feel like my mom, I think a little bit about my mom, and I feel like my mom and that is not supportive. I can't go to her. We don't have that relationship. Guess what? I'm going to my influencers because I feel like they at that moment I trust their judgment more than I trust my own parents. So I think in our society, everybody is looking for that mentorship from influencer. And I feel like that, Jimmy, you're double again. You okay? I see you double. We can't. I mute myself. I mute you, Jimmy, because there's another one and it's creating the little feedback. You want to close one of them? Okay, this one is coming up. Um, so that's why I feel like when people are choosing, if I want to be really true and honest with myself, I'll rather go to people that I can trust and I know they want the best for me. Because there are times where we've seen people make decisions based on what they read online and whatsoever, and then come back, they're living in regret. And then now they take the second route to go to their family. But I want us to look at what River Says Pro said over here. We got few comments that he posted, and he said, influence, I think that was in the beginning. He said influencers are products or information sellers. They cannot be trusted to some extent. I agree. Influencers are not often held accountable for bad product or information they sell. I cannot trust them. Teachers are held accountable for teaching bad lessons. And I agree. Absolutely. What do you guys think? What do you think, Richmond?
Teachers have been
Uh-huh.
given a script. So whether
Right.
you like it or not, teachers follow that script. So it
So
really
it
doesn't
really
matter. They
doesn't
themselves don't even know what they are
matter.
really teaching. They are just doing, they
Okay.
are just giving what their master gave them to give to the children that is around. That's all they are doing. But
So,
if you're talking about teacher in a different sense, there's difference. There's teacher in school which has been given a script, and then there's teacher who is supposed to be your mentor, who is supposed to teach you. So in other words, in our case, our teacher is basically our parents. So in that
right.
case, sure, they are then good. They are people that I will listen to because those ones are at least teachers that I know I can listen to. But if it's the other teachers from school, then I'm sorry, those ones, they've been given blueprint and script, and all they have to do is just read it to you, and then you just have to be like zombie and listen to it and take all the information into your head. Then when test time comes, you just have to memorize it and write the thing on paper and present it back to them. That is how life goes.
Richmond, hold on a second. You went to college though, right? Your teacher cannot come and teach you something that's contrary from the curriculum, right? I
You
think
know,
that's what he's trying to
here's the
say. They
thing.
can be held
My teacher
accountable.
told me one thing, and there was one thing that at least I was happy. And guess what? The teacher turned out to be an Indian. He got to a point where he now eventually told us something. He said, look, if you want me to be honest with you, what I am teaching you here in class is not really what you are going to use in real life. The whole
It's
point of
true. You
being
just
here
learn
in school
through theory.
is to learn how to learn. That was what he said. That was what the teacher told me. And it took one person was the person that ever told me that. And he was an Indian man. He said the only thing you are here to really do is to learn how to learn. Because me presenting you these materials is not really coming from me. It is what has been given to me for me to teach you.
He's
So
a
you
bad
are only
teacher. He's a
expected to
bad
learn.
teacher.
Is that what?
He's a bad teacher. He should not have presented that way, in my
No,
opinion.
no, no. He's actually a good teacher because, to be honest, it ended up being a reality for me because when I came out in real life, then I understood it. And the funny part was, I ended up saying that exact same line to my engineering interviewer. And he was like, yes, I am glad you said that because that is the real truth. You go to school to really learn how to learn, not to learn the materials. Because when you come out into the real world, we as the employers, we will teach you what we want you to learn,
I
which is
agree with
equivalent to
you.
what mommy and daddy would do. Mommy and daddy gave birth to you. You went through all that coaching of life. You went through school. And then at the end of the day, mommy and daddy would teach you what you really need to learn. So mommy and daddy are like your employers. They will teach you the vital information that you need to excel in life at that particular moment. And then when you move on to the next, which becomes you getting married, now your marriage becomes your teacher because there your marriage will teach you how to be patient. Your marriage will teach you how to deal with one another. Mommy and daddy cannot teach you how to be patient and how to deal with one another. Reality and that marriage becomes your teacher at that point. That's how life.
I agree with you to a certain degree, but I will also rebuttal to let you know that, even though your parents can teach you like the basics, and then when you enter into the world, you have to use that basic to do that. But you also learn those discipline when you have siblings. Now, kids that's what you see, there's such a huge difference with children that are only with a child that's the only child in a household that have multiple children, because those learning, play, sharing, and all that, respect and all that, those are those things that we're learning. But when you get older, that's when you reflect, you're like, oh wow, that's what I was learning that later on I would need in life. We don't pay attention to it, but you're learning it. It's not everything they will come and tell you. It's just implied, if that makes sense. It kind of like implied. You guys, I'm seeing some glitches with this stream. Yeah, today's. I don't know if you guys can hear me clearly or not, but I
I'm
keep
hearing
seeing.
you. You are very
Oh,
loud and clear.
Yeah, we
okay.
hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I just see it keep blinking like in my face. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But I agree with you to a certain degree, but I just feel like the whole concept of education, since we're on that topic, you learn theory. That's what is advisable, that when you're in school, you should be in a field, like you should work a part-time or something, intern in a field that's close related to what it is you're studying, because that's where you start to really build your resume from there. But that's another topic for another day. But the whole idea of school being a scam, I just think it's just how the institution is set up. It's set up in a way where you go to learn the concept of what the working world will look like, and then the idea of it, like theory surrounding it. But right when you're on the job, that's when you really, really start to understand that. But let's hear from Jimmy. So this is what River says profile. We're in the comment section now, just to kind of like feel things out. So he said influence is basically things we've been saying, but he said he wouldn't trust an influencer.
Um, Definitely, I wouldn't trust a social media influencer. Yes, I know you talk about mentorship and influencer.
Mhm.
Now, your mentor is your influencer.
Really? You think so?
Yes,
If an
Yes.
because
influence, I kind of disagree, because if an influencer is selling a product to you to influence you, your mentor is someone who's trusted and have best and good interest for you. At that
yeah.
moment right now, it just stands still. Like right now, right? Anybody who's listening to me will say I'm an influencer. I'm just trying to get my podcast out there. They're not going to say, well, Felicia know me one on one. She's gonna advise me if I'm doing the wrong thing. So
So, who is an influencer? Let's look at it. A person or thing that influences another person. Okay, example, the person can be, an influencer can be an advisor, mentor, counselor, confidant, or tutor.
okay.
You know, so the only difference between those who we know in person is because we have personal relationship with them as compared to the social medias, influencers that we only see on social media and listen to them.
True.
Okay, so if you were to choose your social media influencer, between your social media influencer and your parent or your pastor, who will you choose? Who will
I
you?
will go to my parents because I know they have my best interest.
Very good. As compared to the social media that only are selling products, and you are the consumer of the products that is sell. Now, their product, once you buy it, you cannot return it. You have to live with a regret for the rest of your life. If your mother,
True.
if your mother ill advise you, you can go back to her and say, "Mommy, what you told me, I follow it, but this is how it turned out. And she can hug you again. She can tell you, baby, I have your best interest. I didn't know it was going to turn out this way. As compared to the person sitting on social media, as soon as they are done with their life and they turn off their gadgets, you lost contact with them, at least for that period of time.
Right.
So never take a social media influencer advice seriously over your parents, your husband or your wife, or your pastor.
True.
Okay? And most of them that are influencers today are very emotional in the messages that they pass. Some of them are preaching hate, some are preaching divisions, and there are a few of them who are actually, like your platform or fee. You are influencer. You have people
I know.
following you. You have people listening to you, but you are very clear with your message. You are not biased. You are not taking side. You are just direct with your message. He who has ears, let him hear. It's the kind of message that you preach. It's the kind of
True.
message that we send out. We're not taking side, okay? And that is why we make sure our information that we bring here, they are balanced. They are not just weighted one side. Listen to some relationship influencers.
I know. I've seen many of them.
You know, the
And they popped
feminists.
up everywhere. They popped up everywhere. Everything you
I'm
turn
te-
around, they're there.
I am telling you. And some of those people, they became influencers because of what they went through. And they are pushing other people to go through the same thing that they went through because they are not pushing a message that others will learn from that mistake. They keep dragging other people into the very mistakes that they made.
Yeah,
So
I don't mean to call you out, right? While we're on this relationship thing, I don't know if you
mhm,
remember a year or two ago, there was a guy on the internet that was always telling women that if a man don't do that, this is who he is. If a man, I don't know, Rebecca Spur, I don't know if you know the guy named, but he became very famous. His wife is a believer, and she thought she's met, they created, I mean, he made millions. He probably still making money out of it because once you get that true follower, they're just following you. It doesn't matter what you do. Like he
yeah,
made a lot of money. He was making books, cards, day night things, everything. Come to find out, he was living this fake life where his wife was being honest, but he had multiple women's all over the place. He was cheating. He got caught on camera and he was telling women, if your man can do this for you, then he's doing this. And there's a lot of lonely women out here. I'm not saying this to put anybody down, but there's a lot of lonely women out here who's just ready to accept whatever the internet has to say and break their home without truly reevaluating everything and give it a true effort to work on whatever they can fix or can fix and move on their own. But when you said that, I just wanted to add that there, but he's still doing it.
yes, yes. And see, the word and social media are such a way that um they seek their audience. They look for their audience, and the social media, the AI or whatsoever, it generates those audience and suggests it, or and suggest the influencer told them. And then because they were already looking for that, you know, they go and follow. And because of what they want to hear, I call it, do you know that you can actually control what you see on your page?
Of course. That's the algorithm.
Right. So if you want to hear a message that will promote your attitude, your bad character, not a one that will cause you to change your character, not a one that will shape you from bad to better, you know,
Yeah.
it's it's up to you. It's a choice. It is your choice. Now, even preachers now,
They're influencers.
there are preachers that are on social media are negatively influencing, or their followers. You see? And now, like me, if I happen to listen to a preacher on social media, I go back and check the scriptures that you are referencing to make sure that they are actually in line with your interpretation, that you are interpreting it, you are interpreting that scripture right, and also your illustrations are in line with that interpretation. You see? Then when I see your video next time, I can click on to watch it.
Right.
But how many people do how many person do that?
People don't want to do that because everybody's in such a hurry and in
You
an
see?
instant gratification. If it sounds good, it feels good, and it is good. Let's keep moving.
You
You
see?
know?
So as a result, for me on social media, I follow more comedians than other influencers. Oh no, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling
True.
you. You
True.
know.
But
you
remember
know.
for that what he said? He said, I watch a celebrity advising people to use some cheap body lotion. I know
Um,
he doesn't use that lotion for Walmart. I'm telling you, you
yeah.
know, when my kids were born, right? I was trying to get them like hair product that's natural and stuff like that. And especially my son, because he had a lot of hair. Jimmy, on twice. I don't know what keep happening. I mute you a little bit because it kept creating the feedback. Now you have to remove yourself all the way. So I went and got this hair thing. My son had a really nice curly hair. As a baby, when I used to think the boy hair just went through, I said, "Oh Lord, I read the wrong review." So now I pay attention to the review, but I was able to find a product which took me like 2 days to go through to read it. This lady literally make this product in her backyard, and that's what I've been using on my daughter hair. I used on my son hair and was doing so well. So I figure out like until I myself I use it and I see the difference in my hair. But people are getting paid. I hope people understand. Like an influencer gets paid. That's their job. So they will do everything and anything to get paid. Not that I'm saying people are wrong out here to do certain things, but people just need to fetch information on your own. He said, I think influencer could destroy traditional decisions. I agree. In traditional sense, you will reconcile with your husband or wife after a conflict. In most cases, influencers will tell you to leave that relationship and move on. And that's why I really wanted us to have this discussion because influencers, I believe, and this is my opinion, you guys, I don't have any fact, but I believe that most relationship, especially young relationship that could be nurtured, are not being nurtured because this whole idea of one, go and secure the bag first before you have a relationship. Don't get me wrong. I think you can secure yourself. You can get all you want and get into a relationship. But I feel like It's all about mindset. Instead of teaching people self-control and, teaching them early how to, like handle themselves, I believe I can be 20 years old, being not I'm encouraging anybody 20 to go get married. If that's what you want to do, you're of age, you can go get married. But I believe you could be 20 years old, you can get married and still pursue your dream with your husband if you wanted to. If you guys, that's what you want. But automatically, what most people say, no, once you get married, it's over. Like influencer, I believe, in my opinion, influencer is the key factor to why most relationships are not succeeding. Based on what River Says Pro just said, I agree. Because, and I also I don't really just think is influencer, but I also believe is people misunderstanding of this women's right thing. Like, I feel like that's another topic for another day, but I feel like most women don't understand what being independent is. Oop, you're there twice again. Jimmy, remove one. Which one should I remove? Okay. People are not following what their true value systems are, and that is influencing everything. So we might sit here, we wanna blame influencers, but I also blame people not having their own mind to evaluate things and think logically before following certain things.
It's called having common sense. If they don't have common sense to use their brains and know when somebody is deceiving them, then they're going to keep on getting led down the wrong path. But if they use common sense, sure, you see, like you said, influencers, majority of them, pretty much their marriage goes down the drain. That basically tells you, listen, use them as an example to know what not to do in your relationship. That's why I said I use influencers to learn that. I don't use them to, I will learn good things from you, but I will also, if I see the bad ones, I will use it to make sure that I don't make that same mistake in my own relationship. So it's a lesson. It's a lesson learned. That's just how it is.
Absolutely. Do you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, did you guys recently watch the headlines? And Rivers Esper, I'm coming for you on this one. So I remember we had a conversation on here, I think about polygamy or something. And I remember Rivers Esper said something, look at Regina Daniel. I'm laughing because one, Regina Daniel is an influencer. And if we're all being very honest with ourselves, in this modern days and age, I'm not saying polygamy can work. It cannot work. I'm not saying that. I've never been part of it and I don't know what it works. I don't know how it looked like or whatsoever. I've heard of it. I haven't really taken my time to look into it. But I will say, you know, trying to sell this traditional um form of marriage to a modern world and make it look like something that is not, that's another thing that a lot of young men and women are finding themselves in these type of relationship and not understanding. Because recently we saw a whole headline, I don't know if you guys see it, you guys, I've been online a lot lately, but you see Jimmy laughing. You see in there where, there's a lot of issues that's going on with this young lady, but when she comes online, there's this glamour lifestyle about being a polygamy, married to a billionaire and enjoying the lifestyle and how she's enjoying it and everything. But she's selling a product to you for you to understand that her relationship as I remember when it first started, it was like, oh, me and my co-wives, we're all cool. They all go out for dinner together. But we all know as a human being, just being a human being, if somebody's in your space for a long time, let alone you're sharing a partner that, how do I know I'm not in my feelings today and tomorrow, somebody else in their feelings and they want the attention. That's what that rift start. I just add this so people would understand, like, being influenced, it can come in so many forms. Where River says process.
Look, if anybody is taking Regina Daniels as their point of focus, then I feel sorry for them because one, why would you even go and get married to somebody that is old enough to be your grandfather? Just dumb and stupid to begin with. You're chasing money. If you're chasing money, then where is the money going to lead you? It's just going to lead you down the path. Because look at now, you chase a man all because of money. Now the man is pretty much there abusing you. And then what? You take your
Allegedly,
whole life
allegedly,
to go and put it online. Well,
he's
if you take your whole
allegedly.
life and you put your life on the internet, that's what you will get. The internet will help you run your marriage. And they've helped her run her marriage down the drain.
True, I agree. So Reverse Esper, we're just looking at comment. Reverse Esper wanna come on, Reverse Esper. He says some people found bonds with influencer. I agree. There's an influencer online that, I've been following for years. And I would say the reason I keep following her for years is because her value system, at first, it was just something just watching, trying to understand. But then, like hearing her truly over the past 7 or 8 years, I have not seen any type of drastic change to her value system, what she portrayed online. Now, I don't know her outside of, her content she put out there, but just following her personal page and following her business page and looking at it, I feel like she's being her authentic self. There are influencers out there who really means well, who are really giving you true authentic stuff. But I think people should proceed with caution. So he said, I remember a boy who committed suicide because of words from an influencer he followed for years. I remember that story too. She was arrested, but there was no physical evidence to prove she was directly involved. It was all a mental and psychological. There was only a civil case. I agree because actually, I don't know. Do you guys remember this Miss America? Like she was in Hollywood, very famous. She jumped down her hotel in New York City. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you guys remember. She was a lawyer, very beautiful young lady, very beautiful. I didn't even know about her until that news broke out. You know, she beautiful. When you see her lifestyle online, everybody thinks she had the best life going on. I think she had just started dating someone, and apparently she felt overwhelmed. It was so unfortunate because, I mean, when you look at this lady, you think like, wow, you have such a bright future, such a bright life. She graduated, has a law degree, and then was an influencer, a beauty queen, making money and working in the media. And then next thing you know, she jumped down. She committed suicide in New York City, in the city itself, jumped down her window and left her know that life was just choking her. Like there's a lot of things, a lot of people are on the verge of doing certain things. I think before people start following influencer, make sure you have your own value system that you're following. But I feel like I've been the only one talking. What do you guys think about this one? That you can't hold them accountable. They're just doing their work.
You cannot hold them accountable, but don't put your relationship on the internet because a that's the beginning of failure right there. Like you said, that young lady that the life was choking her. Why do you think the life was choking her if not due to cyberbullying? The very moment you put your relationship online, you have basically welcomed the entire United States or the entire world to come and comment on your
Global.
life. And from that
It's
point,
a
some
global.
of the comments are enough to take you down. It's just the same way. Even Regina Daniels, now her entire life history is on the internet. Now everybody is talking about it, up to the extent that they're even blaming the mother. That is
Hmm.
how things go. And it causes people to commit suicide because now cyberbullying is a big thing. You won't even know who is really saying it, but you will see all those comments, and you paying attention to it is going to eventually bring you down and it will lead you to the wrong path. Influencers cause the same thing. There's the same way. They will lead you to the wrong path. So pay attention to the informations you take in, but at the same time, don't put your informations out there.
I agree. Something too I will add is when you're like, this is something a lot of people say. When you're happy, don't make decisions. When you're sad, don't make decision. When you're angry, don't make decision. I'm saying this because when you're in such a happy go lucky mood, anything anybody say in that moment that's in that specific mood is true, right? If you're sad, whatever feeds into that sadness that makes sense in that moment, and you're deciding to do it, you will do it. So basically, when can you make decision? When you're sober. I don't know what that means, but
Um, I think I can try to tell you what it means,
okay, go ahead.
because when you are overexcited, you make um empty promises. You make promises that you cannot keep.
True.
When you are sad, you also make the same mistake. You say things that you don't mean to say, because you only saying them because you want to get comfort out of them. Okay? So the best time to make decision is when you are sober. That means you are in the right frame of mind. You are giving a thought. You have done your pros and cons surrounding that decision, and that you are ready to face whatever it takes, or whatever comes out of that decision. You see, some people, they make decisions when they are under the influence, and and later on that those decisions come right back, and bite them in the butt.
Yeah.
you know so that's just what it means. And
Thank you for clarifying that. So you guys, I'm getting my flower already. So River says President Fee is a good influencer. She encourages women independence and set a high bar. I think she lives that life too. I tried. You're so kind. Thank you. You said there are positive and negative influencers. But do you think influencers deliberately deceive people? I got yes and no, depending on the product they're selling. Like right now, if I'm trying to convince you to buy this microphone, even if the microphone shake while I'm talking, all I know how much I'm about to get out of this. But I also what played a role is do they have integrity? Like what are their value system? Because that really tells if they're being deceitful or they're being honest. So let's get the gentleman's their thought on that one. Do you think they can be they're being deliberately deceitful?
sometimes they are deliberately deceitful because they don't want to see people follow the right path. For example, a gay person, a gay influencer, telling people that certain people are trapped in the wrong body.
Right.
Okay. And when they know that it can never be a mistake for you as a man to be born in a you know in a male body, and now because of your thought process, you think that you are actually not a man, but you were brought in the wrong body. So your real identity is the opposite sex. and then you do things to make yourself, to change yourself to the opposite sex. And now you see other people in their right form and shape. You want them to be like you. So you know what you are doing. It is intentional.
Right.
Okay? It is intentional. You just want to reproduce your kind. You know, you want to increase your base. So, yes, some of them can be intentional about their advocacy, about what they are doing. For example, politicians,
True.
some of them are influencers.
They are all influencers.
Okay. I mean, some of them are bad influencers. They
They
know,
have the funds, the money, they can control it. So,
you see? So they know the right message, but they will twist it, to fit their interests. You see? Is that
yeah,
something? Does that sound unintentional? No, I don't think so. It is intentional because they know the truth, but they bend the truth to fit their, I call it their interests. So you as you as the consumer of their product, it is up to you to take that product and scrutinize it, you know, make sure that it actually has it is actually the quality that you want to consume.
yeah,
You see, many of us on social media, we do not investigate information.
that's true.
We don't investigate information. As soon as we receive it, we ready to run with it. Whether that person, is lying or is making up that story, we don't want to know. And now, when you run with it, and later on find out that that story was actually, made up by that person, then you become a liar, just like that person. You see, so it is good to get an information, but when you receive an information, investigate it,
Yeah,
investigate it, and make sure that the source is authentic and the information itself is real. You see,
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Jimmy. Um,
Bad information is what really sells. Good
yeah,
information does not sell. It's the same way majority of the influencing, at least the biggest influencing I've seen, takes place in the music industry. Of which, if you notice, a producer would tell a wonderful child or a wonderful person that has come with good intentions that in order for their market and their business to sell, they need to start dressing some kind of way, or they need to be using crossword, or they need to be talking bad about so person, because that is what sells. So
yeah,
influencing, they are intentionally doing it because that's the only way they make money. If they give good information, people are not going to come to their channel, which is equals to they will not make that money to sustain their lifestyle. So in order for them to sustain their lifestyle, they have to be greedy by giving you the information that they know is going to get under your skin. In other words, hypnotize you. If they hypnotize you, then you will come to their channel, you will listen to it. Then after that, you will now go and bring your friends, and through that, you influence the entire community. And as you are influencing the entire community, they are going famous and they are making money, and you are there waddling in your own pity, destroying your own life for the gain of them making money. And as long as they don't know you, they've never seen you before, it does not affect them. So they will continue living their life, but the damage they've created will continue to affect you. It will become like a chain of event that's just going to keep on happening. That's just how it is. So yes, influencing, they are intentionally doing that to destroy lives.
thank you so much. I just want to add, right? Do you think people that are being influenced are also influencing influencers? I know it's a tricky thing I just said. I thought about this just now because
What
of
did you
something
say?
I've seen on the internet. Do you think, let's just say, right, since, yeah, I'm an influencer, right? Do you think the people that I'm preaching this message to also are influencing me as well?
Maybe through the comments. Through the comments that they'll probably post in your comment section, yes, they can influence you because that way, if you as an influencer, eventually you will read what they say. So it gets into your head. But also, when you take the time later after the show, you will now go and review all the comments. You will definitely get influenced by some of the things that they say. It will catch your attention. So, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I say this because there's a young lady who I'm pretty sure many of us have come across. Um, Her name's Cora. She's on here and she's very into wearing the bare minimum clothes online. That's what I can describe her as. And but she described herself as being very comfortable in her own skin, which I feel like society have influenced us to believe that the more we're showing, the more we're comfortable in ourselves and we love ourselves. But anyways, she went through a divorce, public divorce that was all over Facebook and things like that. Everybody watch it. But it's very funny how a lot of people will say a lot of things about the things she wear, how she's carrying on. But this young lady has built millions online by just, you know, nudity, like
Are you
displaying
talking about
nudity.
the Nigerian dancer?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm like, people are, it's almost like a drug for this generation, right? It's almost like a drug. We keep getting tied to it and tied to it. I remember when she first started, she wasn't this wild as she was. Now, the past few days, I think a week ago, when I went online on my feeds when I'm scrolling, I saw a picture of her and I felt so bad. I was like, wow. So she was influencing people. Now, people, I feel like people have influenced her in a way that I don't think she's being her true self until when she realized it, how much damage she's doing to herself and her kids. And I say this because as a young lady, if somebody's under the comment section, yeah, leave her alone, let her do that. And some of these people that are encouraging it, when you click on their page and go on their page and look at the things that they wear, and you look at like the things that they preach on their page, you're like, that's what made me say, do you think influencers are also being influenced by the people they are influenced?
now when it comes to Cora's case, right? The true influencer is money. That is Cora's true influencer. Because now that she makes all that money, she has put herself out there on social media. That her divorce enabled her to be able to even make more because now she became so famous that her whole history came out there. Her showing her skin, even when she was pregnant, doing all that nonsense, wearing all that skanky rubbish. It causes her now because she now ended up buying a mansion over there in Las Vegas. So the money influenced her to continue to do that rubbish. Even when she went back to Nigeria, she went and influenced another lady who was also doing the same dancing where they were literally butt naked. So they are influencing, they are literally, the money is what's influencing them because they've seen that that money gives them the lifestyle that they want. And at the end of the day, mommy and daddy can no longer control it. All they can do is just close their eyes in shame. But as long as money is coming to them and they're enjoying it, they don't care.
And
Daughter
that's
can
why
come
we're going to add Red Richmond. Do you think that have also influenced our parents and their traditional value system?
in the way things are nowadays. To some parents, yeah, it has definitely influenced them because if a mommy and daddy had not seen good money ever since, and all of a sudden now, your daughter and your son is bringing money and you are living the good life, would you care? You will tell them that Is it not money that they are making? They are living their life. So who am I to say otherwise? Let me kukuma enjoy the money before I die now. So some parents, yes, is influencing them. Some of them, they still keep to that traditional route. The ones that are really in depth, that hold chieftaincy title and know exactly how things are, and they communicate with their kingsmen, they will not let something like that happen. But
Right. Wow.
in the society that we live now, money seems to run a lot of things. Money talks, bullshit walks. So as long as there's
True.
money there, nobody cares about anything else. The money is what speaks the language now. It's the money
I
language.
agree because the reason I said that, and I'm glad you're on here because you're Nigerian. And I remember growing up, and I still feel this about Nigerians. I feel like they're so strongly tied to the value system. And just watching Cora and and seeing her family and parents actually supporting her through these, it makes you cringe a little bit and be like, hey, are you guys being really authentic with her, or it's just the money? Because I wouldn't want my daughter on the internet wearing just underwear and put her foot all the way up in the air and take a picture and post it online. I mean, I'm sorry to be so vocal out here,
I would have,
but
to be honest, if I
and
was
the parents
that
turn
parent,
their
I would
eyes
have
and not
disowned
see
that
it,
child. If
huh?
I was that parent, I would have disowned that child. But unfortunately, as you can see in the world that we live in, mommy and daddy, if they disown the child, then they are already at their retirement age, which basically means they're not going to be able to survive. That's their source of income. That's their money bank right there. The way that they are living their good life is through their daughter. So if they disown her, then that cuts off their money source now. So who do you think wants to do that? They want to live their wonderful life. They want to enjoy the fruit of their labor. That's just it.
So,
But
yeah,
these are
I agree with you. But it just makes me think, like, is it all for a show, or when the camera goes off, are they truly, I don't know. If you were my parent, I don't know. I wouldn't think you truly love me based on how you raised me, based on what she said, the value system she was raised on. And then now seeing it shift so drastically, and like dad is right there, all these are like unfolding, and is smiling and saying, oh, thank you for supporting my daughter. It's almost so, I don't know, as a parent, I can't speak for the future, but
have
I
to
know
close
for
the shame.
sure if my child was to do that, you will not see me at your house. I'm sorry.
They have to close the shame. That's just the whole idea. Mommy and daddy has to pretty much shield the shame, because if society sees that their mom and dad are not in support of their daughter, it's going to basically put more pressure on that girl, and she's going to eventually do something that she's going to regret for the rest of her life. So whether you like it or not, mommy and daddy is meant to be there to hide your shame. And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do damage control, which basically means if their parents are in support of it, it will basically help her to be able to move on and continue to deal with whatever the society is throwing at her. But if they disown her, then at the end, she's gonna pretty much go into depression mode, and you never know what's gonna come out of that.
I wouldn't disown you, but I wouldn't be associated with you.
No, I would disown. I'm sorry,
Um,
but I would disown.
um,
Go
see,
ahead. Uh-huh.
the individual we are talking about, or you guys are talking about,
Yeah.
is an adult. She
Very much.
has,
Yes.
I think, I think she got a child.
She got two
Yeah,
children.
Okay,
she got two kids.
good. So she lives in America. She knows that at a particular age in America, you are, you are, you should be by yourself, especially when you have your money. You do what you want to do, not what your parents says. You see? So I know her parent, because I know African parent, The moment, certain things that their child is doing out there get to their knowledge, they will call you, they will advise you, and it's up to you to listen. I mean, it's up to the child to either take the advice or do as she wish. You see? So now I think whatever she's doing, I'm not sure she got parental support.
She does. The father is right there when it's happening, and I'm like,
Yeah, she has parental support on it. They're supporting her
yeah,
on it.
our entire family are in on it, and they're all building wealth out of it too.
Okay, so that means they came to a point like, you know what, this is her life, this is how she wants to live, so let it be. There's nothing we can do about it. We have tried. Okay, so it's almost like your child becomes a gay. Do you how to call it, do you disown them, excommunicate them, or do you at a point in time accept them and say, you know what, we just keep advising and keep praying for him or her, until, let's see what God will do, in the end.
For me, I mean, they come online and say, in plain words, they support her 100%. And I'm not knocking them on that, but I'm just saying, for me as a parent, the things
But
that I've seen got done online, I wouldn't disown you, but I would not be associated with you. Like,
but
no.
anyway, let us not allow that to take us away from the topic.
I, well,
Yeah.
that's pro.
Yeah. See, I'm a special case, so I can't yeah, for some reason on the screen I can't come out anymore. I don't know what's going on. Like, so the
Oh,
link, yeah, I don't know. Before then I used to my previous phone, I just used to hit that link. I come on,
yeah.
but now for some reason when I hit it, it doesn't. So I don't know why. I don't know it's stream, yeah, or what's going on. They made some changes or why, cause
Probably stream, yeah. If you're using Google, it won't work on certain phone.
yeah,
So
that's why.
I'll be inboxing it to you then.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I know. I mean, this is a great topic because for my career goal as a psychologist, I love this because when we talk about especially with the influencers, right? I want us.
Mhm.
I know, brother Richmond, and he was talking about, he says something to the extent that, you allow yourself. Is I don't think we have to look at the psychological impact of these, those influencers. Those people, a lot of them, you got to understand, a lot of them are career people. You know,
Oh,
somebody was echoing. Can you hear me?
yeah. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of them are
I don't
career
know.
people. I know the guy like, look, just look up, let me just look at it at a local level. Sorry, I'm not calling your librarian, our librarian people local, but look at Charlotte Robert. That woman used to sneeze. I'm just talking about sneezing. That one night I was, usually, how she feel, how once in a while we go watch those gossip. That woman made 1,000 stars. One night, no, that woman was on less than 2 hours, and I couldn't even get $50 from my gambling. What the heck? Seriously, it just tells you how much people follow that woman. The people phone almost like on dire because why they are glued to that thing, it kind of resonate with them. So, when you look at people like Oprah Winfrey, you look at people like Dr. Phil, you look at people like Steve Harvey. When I'm watching, that's why I don't want us to minimize this thing and think that, those people, they sit down there. Those people, their messages resonate with certain people in certain situations. Look, when I watch the Steve Harvey show or when I watch Oprah show, when you feel, I'm not into all these soap opera, all these things, but once in a while when you watch it, just watch the audience. How do people fold their arm? Some of those people can't bob. They listen because those things that those people are explaining, it kind of like hit home to them. That's how those influencers are in those people's life. It's not just that, oh, they're stupid or they just said no. Some of those people, they were orphans, growing up. Some of them
Yeah.
came in an abusive relationship. A lot of those things. So those people, those messages, it comes across. When you watch Steve Harvey show, you see those people will stand and be there. Steve, my husband was this and this, and my husband is right. People take their partners over there.
Yeah.
They take their husbands on those shows. Seriously. That's how much those influencers, they influence people's life. And I even made a comment about people bounding, feed that label I talk about. That girl,
Yeah.
because both of them have similar, I think, how we say slow, they have some little condition growing up. So the influencer had that same condition that the boy had. For some reason, they just met, her message was resonating to the boy. She explained what she went through. She almost killed herself, everything. And that little boy used to watch her for years. The parents didn't even know. At one point, he couldn't,
Uh,
suddenly, yeah, he took his life. And then, they tried to sue her,
kind
but
of,
there was nothing real physical. But again, civil suit because she was involved indirectly based on her messages. They went to her video. She had real direct connection with. She and the boss spoke via. Besides the show, they spoke on like how they call it, like like what's the thing, like
On Skype.
yeah, like a video thing, yeah, they spoke. So based on that, the people had little
Wow.
evidence. Yeah, I'm telling you. So those people, I don't think for us we might say, well, they're stupid to believe these people. But when I look at it from my social social work career, there are people who go through those situations and they really find themselves attracted to those people, or they listen to those people even more than their own parents, because their parents don't have solution to their problem. They see those people, those messages, because when they go tell the mother about it, the mother be like, oh, it happens to everybody. The mother won't really understand. Fee. It's like if your mother didn't go through abusive relationship, and you go to mom, you tell mom, the first thing mom gonna tell you, oh, go back. Because mom want you
Yeah.
to stay in that relationship. She don't want her daughter to be out there with no man, because that's how they came up. So that's
Right.
just the point I have to make when it comes to the influencer. They quickly impact these people life beyond what we think, that they are just stupid, they let themselves to be manipulated. I don't think it's like that.
okay.
Um,
Fee, can you hear me?
yes. Yes.
Yeah. So River says Pro.
Yeah.
The people you mentioned, Steve
Mhm.
Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, and the rest of the people, they are not social media influencers. Those are radio and television influencers.
Oh,
Okay, their messages are, are different. Their messages are filtered. Their messages, bring life experiences and education to the next generation. You know, not just the people that sit
yeah.
in their
Jimmy, the
office.
people are influencer, man. That's how they call them.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Mhm.
I'm not saying they are not influencers. I say they are radio and television influencers.
Okay.
They are not social media influencers. Okay, they've been doing this thing way before social media was how do you call it, came into existence. The Steve Harvey show. He has a radio show.
Yeah, I know, I know.
He has a television. Oprah Winfrey. How do you call it? Other girl. She used to be a musician. Um, I think Hudson. Yeah, Hudson. I think HUD.
Oh
Hudson.
yeah,
Jennifer
yeah.
Hudson.
Who,
Yes,
Jennifer Huston?
Jennifer Hudson. Okay, I think she's in Atlanta or somewhere. You know, she has her show, and during the campaign, Kamala Harris went on her show. Those are not social media. All
Yeah,
right,
but we
But they're
specify
still
it
some
because
form of
because
influencer
fee
though.
fee yeah fee because
they
before
are
I came
influencers. They are
because
influencers.
before I came on
Oprah
the show,
is
I look at influencer from a different light. It says celebrities. There are a whole bunch of people that influence us, including celebrities like Steve Harvey, like
the,
Oprah. Those what they are all, they fall under the category of influencers. That's why I brought them up. I didn't just bring them up because I want to, because I went and did
Yeah.
research. Those people for, yes, maybe they're not. they tap that those negative, like those social media one,
That's
but they
what
are
I'm saying.
influencers.
That's what I'm saying. Those are people that have television shows,
Yeah, but
and then
So, so
and
Jimmy, I'm sorry,
yeah.
I don't mean to cut you, off, but just really quick, so you land right. I have a question. So
Mhm.
you're distinguishing them because you think they're more, like their messages is more, valid than the social media one. Like I don't know if I'm asking it right.
Yes, of
Okay,
course. They are.
why is that? What's the
no.
difference? Because I don't know
See,
them.
there
It,
are
it,
people. There are people who don't even want to watch. I know people who tell me when I'm watching those shows, they say, "Man, get off that show." There are people who don't like it. So, Jimmy, just because you think it resonates positively, there are people who don't even want to watch it. So,
and and I call it River Pro, because people don't want to watch it does not take away the credibility.
yeah, I
And
agree.
and because people want to watch other social media influencers does not also make it credible
True, true,
for
true.
for certain audience. But
Yep.
like Steve Harvey, Oprah, Jennifer, they are they are they are they are their broadcasts are
Mm-hmm.
televised, you
True.
know,
Yeah, worldwide.
worldwide.
Yeah, I
They,
agree.
they are aware that they have children that watch them, students, young kids, that follow them for for redirection. Okay, they are not just in it for the money. Are they making the money? Yes, they're making the money, but they are there to shift the next generation, to redirect the next generation.
Yeah,
Unlike
I agree. But
unlike
for me,
you know
like feel
unlike
with,
the vloggers, unlike the
yeah,
vloggers, because these are different. They are different categories of influencers. The vloggers, you know, are
yeah.
the one that my emphasis, you know,
Oh, okay, okay,
is
okay. I
on.
understand your point, but like people like Fee. Let me use Fee example because
There you go.
you know,
I'm famous now.
she she more like a conservative, a more respect. I don't think Fee would take her problem and go on Steve Harvey show to see her hobby stand there
Oh,
and say, oh, hobby this. So I mean it depends. Like I said, yeah, you are right. They redirect generation, but there are people who also have a different people. There are people who be there. Why would she carry her problem up there that her man important? He never had sex for 6. People go out there with those things and listen to those
And let
things.
me tell you,
So, so
most
Jimmy,
of
I
the
mean,
people
I,
get
I
paid.
I understand where you're coming from, but
Most of the people get paid for taking their problem out there, because they are
wow,
they are generating more view for the people.
yeah, true, true,
At the same time, they get compensated for doing that.
mm.
They get compensated for doing that. So adequately, it's all about directing the traffic.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
So
yeah.
you think they just make this elaborated story to make, to draw people attention? Because I mean, we live in a world that everybody loves negativity.
Exactly.
right,
Yep.
right. But my thing about the Steve Harvey and and the Oprah Winfrey is that whether these stories are made up, but the pieces of advice that they offer,
Mm-hmm.
is what people should take at the end of the day. Is the message that people go home with.
True. That's
Okay,
true. That's true.
so it's not like some vlogger sitting down somewhere and they say all men are the same. You know,
Yep.
That is one
all
I hate to hear.
all men are cheats. All women are are the same. I mean, the message they are sending, is it creates chaos. You know, it
And
True.
creates
that's why
chaos.
and that's why people like those Jimmy go on those kind of blogger comment. You see the guy, but two. That's why
Yeah,
people like you
they
go
got
over there
more
and go
views.
say something nice. Nobody even go
They
on your
got more
purpose.
views they got more views than
Yeah.
Pastor River says. How do you call it when he preached on Sunday?
Oh yeah, my big yeah. My man, look, I'm telling you, Jimmy, me and my guy Will, we used to have a show on Sunday. He said he gonna, yeah. We do. We on that show. it was called Voice from the Holy. I think Fee, I invited her that one
Yeah,
time.
I used to
We
be on
on
there
that show,
sometimes.
people don't show up, but like go just shout out Robert Star. That's where everybody be, so so Fee, I be looking up and down, I be looking on
I
that
should
show. I
be
say,
cussing on that
Jesus,
show. Oh, I got it. Oh, I should be cussing all the time.
yeah. So
And and it's so sad because I, when we were growing up, once we see stuff like, oh, what's my aunt talking that type of foolish thing, like you will want to go listen to her because she's older, she's
yeah,
wiser, and you feel like she'll lead you on the right path, right? But now it's the opposite because everybody wants this instant gratification and they want to be seen in the light that they're not, I'm going to use this word, quote unquote, punk, right? Like they're not afraid, they speak their mind
yeah,
and they're liberated. And I
yeah,
think that's what's causing a lot of damage.
yeah. True, true.
And the one that's really concerning to me is blaspheming the word of God. That's why sometimes I really don't watch her like that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I believe if you are just going to just be you out there, do it in a different light, but like trying to say you're God this, you're that. For me, here, I'm not saying sometimes I will watch it and then I'm just like, yeah, this lady, we need to pray for her. But I don't like her content because the way in which it's being portrayed, I feel like you're just blaspheming God's word because you're using it saying that you're a pastor, you're preaching, you're winning souls for Christ, and then you're there cussing people out. Like, and it sometimes I'm like, the amount of money that people send to them, it, it's mind blowing. It's like, wow, y'all have money like this? It's crazy.
Oh
It's
yeah.
really,
Oh,
really
oh yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's okay. But so why you guys? Because I know you guys talk about the pastors are if so. I don't know if I ever explained it. A friend. This guy was in Liberia. He was a Ghanaian pastor.
Oh, Anna came on. Hi, Anna.
You know, and
Mhm.
she, and she, hey,
Hi
hi, Anna,
guys.
she has some problem. Relationship problem. So at one point, she used to because most of the time she used to give me, the tie. I would write on her envelope, write her name, and that lady used to give. I'm telling you, give big time. I don't want to put her business out, but and then at some point she just slowed down. Now I knew that lady was sending her money in Liberia to a guy who promised, one of those guys she was talking to, and she's in the United States, yeah, and talking to the guy, sending money, and he would tell her, oh, the relationship, be praying, blah blah blah, and that lady, at the end of the day, after she found out the whole thing was, Sonny, she that's why I asked that question of the difference between manipulating and influencing. Then when she found out everything, she started confessing to us. She said, she was telling wifey, she said, when I tell you I spent over $10,000 sending it to that. Yes, fee, I'm telling you. We couldn't believe it. Yeah, over $10,000. From all the way in the United States, you're working for your money. Send it to that guy because he was trying to get you relationship. So every time when she found a guy, she would say, oh, I found a person. This person, she had this one guy, nice guy. The next thing, as soon as she called the guy in Liberia, he would just start to find all kinds of things. That man got this behind him, he got that behind, and she spent all that money. And
That
up
was
to
the
now,
pastor.
yeah, the pastor. So I don't know. Does it fall in I mean, I don't know what category it falls in, but when you say
It's
pastors
a
are
manipulation. It's a
okay,
manipulation.
yeah, because it was
Wow. And
yeah,
and that's why, like, us talking about this topic, I feel like it's manipulation and it's also influence, sir,
mhm,
right? Because a lot of people from in our, community or African in general just believe in the praying father, the praying mother.
mhm,
And sometimes it really baffles me. I get it. There are some people who are like spiritually strong and you can join your faith and pray together. But I'm also wondering, like, do they read the Bible? Like, do they read the Bible? And this is not even to judge people, It's just asking those questions when why I don't know, maybe it's just me. 'Cause why would I believe that somebody prayers will be stronger than mine when God said, I am your father? It's like my dad telling me, I brought you into this world. Anything you need, Felicia, call me. And then I said, no, 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 no. I'm going to call Donald Trump. The reason I use Donald Trump because it's impossible. He doesn't even know who I am. He's not even thinking about me. And just because I heard him on the things that anybody who name is Felicia, if she talks to me, I can get her this. So, but she has to do this, then I'm doing that. I don't know. I feel like I don't know how to put it, but I just feel like people need to read the word of God and ask God for understanding.
See,
Yes.
um, there are, you know, influencer
Hmm.
is a broad term. In it, you can have a good influencer and you can have a bad influencer.
Yeah, I have the pros and cons. I will list them shortly.
Right. So that pastor is a bad influencer. He's a bad influence.
And he's manipulated. He's
And
evil.
equally a manipulator, you know? But again, the Bible says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. See, when people accept to be blindfolded, not to investigate as to whether what this person is saying is true or not, then it reached to that point where I don't blame those pastors that are manipulating anymore.
True.
I, I blame the individual that accept and agree to be manipulated. You know, because
Yeah.
why will you be sending money? Why will you pay somebody to pray for you? Huh?
People do it. I've seen it.
It's equivalent to going to a shrine, you know,
True.
and ask somebody there to perform a miracle that you think God cannot perform through you.
Yeah.
You see? So I think, like you said, people need to read their Bible and not just reading the Bible, study the Bible. Study it. Don't read it. Study it and ask God to help you with the right understanding of this of those scriptures. You see, you see whereby people were manipulated or Christians were manipulated that once you are married, you can't divorce.
Yeah.
And a
Even
lot
the
of people,
killing you said, stay
yeah,
there.
a lot of people die because of
Lack of
pastors.
knowledge.
You know, because pastors keep telling them you are a minister in a church, you are a pastor in a place, you are a Christian, you cannot divorce. Who told you that? Then read the word of God. Read the word of God. You see, if you stay there and die, you kill yourself. Eh, So I think we have spent enough time here.
Yeah, we're about to close. But I just wanted to answer what you said, right? Do you think we Christians have literally, deliberately stopped and just don't want to read the book of Revelation? Because I feel like the book of Revelation really spell out how to live in this generation. For me, that's how I understand it.
Fee, let's keep that for tomorrow. For tomorrow, yeah. We,
All
we,
right.
we are,
So Anna came on. Anna, hey, welcome. We're about to close, but we talk about influencers and all that. I just wanted to leave us with like the um pros and
Anna is
cons.
on her
These
break.
are most of the stuff we already talked about. Huh?
Anna is on her break.
Anna's on her break. So I think every one of us here said the right thing, and hopefully whoever is watching um can make their own decision if they feel like they'll rather just go with the flow, what they think they want in that moment to go for it. Hey, do that. But I would say just be careful with the things that you chooses for you, because it could also affect other people that are also watching you, like your children. You know, um, we could jump into so many things right now, but I'm not going to. But I want us to look at the positive side of influence, which I'm going to say. I think there's about four things about influencer that I believe is really good, and I think people should pay attention to. I think the Gen Zs and millennials spend more time online than anyone else, so it's easy for us to relate, to see our life in, I say us because I'm a millennial. So, like it's more relatable, and I can feel like I'm experiencing the same thing, but I just need to understand what exactly I want to experience. I think that's a key thing. Also, we talk about modern influences like, if we look at teachers, the traditional teachers, parents, pastors, they're more like they don't understand our language, our culture, like the amount of things that are happening, things that we're dealing with day to day. Our parents never dealt with it. You can talk to your parents, but you will have to bring them in, and a lot of millennials don't have the time, like like Richmond said, like it's easier for me to get an answer and do my own quick fix really quick than me waiting to sit down, have a one-on-one with my parents, and they give me the tradition and all that. So that could be positive too for people that are watching. Also, um I would say real time engagement. Followers can interact. Like I can ask question. Like if somebody were right here right now, they could ask me something. Hey, you went to this place. What did you experience? That real time interaction response. You could get it. Unlike your parents, they will want you come to the house, let have dinner, or they start bringing your tradition and letting you know where you came from, when all you're asking is a one specific question and trying to get the answer. But at some point there might be a beat around the bush before we get to the real thing, and a lot of people in this day and age do not have the patience for that. And the last positive side is that I would say is influencer can reach diverse society. Let's just say if I was a Muslim and I married a Christian, right? I'm seeking information that will work for me as a Muslim married to a Christian. Now, my parents didn't marry to a Muslim or didn't marry to a Christian. So, in that moment in real life, I can look at someone who can say, hey, I'm a Christian. I'm living life as a Muslim. This is what helped us. This is what helped us to navigate. So, in reality, my parents can't understand what a Christian life is if they're not Christian. They can really tell me what they think and what they saw, but somebody who's authentically live it can look at me and tell me that. So that would be something that some people might say influencer is being positive about. The negative side that I would say that's the con. We talk about it. Influencer aren't guided by ethical codes. Like they're just doing whatever they can do in the moment, and that's it. So that's the con. If you decide to go with whatever they're saying, many of them promote what benefits them financially. Like we say here, false authenticity What looks real online is often edited, staged. Is always about by the minute. They're trying to get you, like on Facebook. What I've been learning lately is about how quick and fast you can get your video in certain area, and then all those little touches you put to reach certain people and get your audience. So everything is edited. You need to know that. And then misinformation without proper training or moral guidelines. Somebody can just come in because they're very smart and they know how to grab your attention and tell you something. They're able to get into your mental. The more you're agreeing, the faster their brains is opening to even keep pushing you into the wrong path. So you need to have wisdom to understand if somebody's telling you the right thing or the wrong thing. And then finally, value shift, which is what I said earlier. Pastors, parents, and teacher are meant to build character and wisdom. Influencers often promote popularity and appearance. So how I look right now, somebody might say, "Oh, I like your hair. Where did you get that wig?" And now I'm selling it to you because now I know my audience like my wig. So they like how I put it there. So next thing tomorrow when I'm coming, I'm try to do another style to see how other people can react to it. So everything is instant gratification. I hope this segment of this show will help someone, whoever come across it. I'm trying to make these videos short and share it out there. Hopefully, I will get more of them. It's been a lot of time because it's in my studio. I just go in there and cutting them to get it to the bare minimum. Again, if you get it, it might be edited, so choose wisely what you're listening to. So that's all the pros and cons I wanted to share. Anna, did you want to say something? All right, guys. You guys want to give your parting statement so we can.
Um, I just want to say thank you for the topic tonight. Thanks to all of the contributors, Richmond, Dennis, that was here earlier on, and who just joined us or probably snowing. Um, it was a good discussion, and I hope our audience will find it meaningful, useful for, for their own decision. We have to uh, we have to choose what we listen to. We have to choose who we listen to. We have to choose who we follow. If we choose the wrong people, if we follow the wrong people, if we keep when we keep listening to the wrong people, those people may negatively influence our daily lives through the decisions that we make, and they will lead us to destruction. So if you watch this show tonight or whatever time you watch it, make sure that the message of the people that you are following are in line with your goal for life. Anything contrary, don't listen to it. Don't follow them, because what influences you today will either help you tomorrow or destroy you. Again, thank you for the time. It was a healthy discussion, and I hope our followers will find it useful. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Let me jump in quick from my song can disturb. But feel that the positive thing, we don't have time again, but when you talk about the positive, I like that point you make about the image, about the dress. That's that's exactly what those are positive aspect of influencing. It's about the brand, it's about the image. That's why you
Yeah.
see a lot of. I used to be on this one lady show, Queen. Um, she used to be flashy. She had not flashy, but sometimes her hair, yeah, she would have like orange hair, glasses. She used to encourage me. I ain't gonna lie. We did both politics and other things, but she used to like when I come on. Get my beard in shape, get my shake clean. She was about image. Seriously, that woman will come with her
Yeah.
orange hair. She will come with her those glasses. Like she had like different style because sometimes people watching you, they're like, oh, I like that hair, I like that. So a lot of those influencers, they come to sell their brand too. That's positive. A guy coming on his show, other guys looking at the suit he wearing or what he wearing. Like, oh, where you got that from? They inbox you, and where those are some of the positives of the influencer brings to the discourse. It's not all about the message. Sometimes it's about the dress codes, about the product and other things. So that's positive. Everybody wants to look good. Everybody wants to, nowadays we live in a world that is image conscious. When females coming on the show, they got to make sure they seriously. Yeah, I know, like wifey. Don't take picture behind that woman. You put it on Facebook. Oh my God, no. She will edit. I said, oh Jesus, you
You
can't do that. All her pictures, she will edit it. Good.
That's me.
Yeah.
Don't be putting me out there.
Oh yeah. Don't go tell that picture. The naked way she will look. What? What's that picture? What you
When you
did
put
with
out
it?
this on that phone,
Don't.
my husband
Yeah.
don't know to be posting picture, and he liked to do that. He said, "I'm posting this one."
Yeah. So I think that's why. But yeah, the show was great. I love this topic because that's something, Fee, you always select these topics that in our daily lives. We see influencers every day on Facebook. We experience it every day, especially also on social media. So these messages are good for us to be able to discern what the positive and negatives. Yes, I know you love them, you support them, but you have to be careful with the messages that they give out there. Just because you love an individual doesn't mean the message they put out there you should embrace it. So that's our message to those following us and those that will follow afterward. We are not counselors on this show. We are just ordinary people like you. We just giving our views and opinion on the negative and positive impact of influencers. So thank you very much to everyone. Richmond, I mean Dennis, um, Fee, our hardworking host that always make sure I know she can sleep to get these topics. But thank you very much. Anna, she came late, but I think she busy too. But yeah, it was a great night. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you. My people are making noise in the background, so I said, "Me mute myself."
Yeah, listening to my own drink, Jenna, you just jump in the room here. Yeah.
Thank you for that closing. Let's hear from Richmond. Richmond, what's your
Thank you, everyone, for coming on the show today, for listening to us. So, caveat to that, like the rest of the panelists have said, this is our personal opinion. We are not trying to convince you into anything. We're just stating based off our opinions, which basically gives you the power to decide on, is it information worth listening to or not? But all we can say is pay attention to the contents that you listen to. Not everybody out there are influencers willing to help you. Majority of them are just trying to sell their products or influence you in a negative way just for them to continue making money. It can be in the church setup, it can be in your immediate setup, it can also be online. Just be careful in the informations you take. We're all grown ups, which basically means we choose what to listen to. Just like I gave, for example, I use influencers as a way of seeing what happens. I take it as a idea for me to while away time, but at the same time, I pick informations from there. Both positive, both negative. I use it as a teachable moment. I use it as a learning moment. If the influencer is trying to influence in a negative way, and at the end of the day, things go south for them, I use that as a way of knowing what not to do. And if it goes in the right direction, I take that as a way of knowing what to do. So it is a teachable moment. You just have to decide on who to follow and who not to follow. That all is laid in your hands. We can just give you our opinions and our ideas based off how we feel. It can be positive for you, it can be negative for you. Use your discretion, and I hope this gives you more insights on various aspects on it so that way you can make your decision. And just to say, if you're trying to use an influencer to try and help your marriage, please don't do that. The best influencer is yourself. Your marriage is going to be the best way to learn. Decipher it, look at what you've done wrong, and try to see how to fix it. No outsider can help you fix your marriage or fix your relationship. You are the only one that can do that because they can influence you in so many ways. I rest my case.
Thank you so much for that. Um, I think everybody says everything else. Anna, are you there? I think Anna can hear us. Um, but yeah, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. It's also, I know we're talking to our audience, but I also feel like we're talking to me too, and all of us too, to be very careful what we, like, because sometimes you might not be in the right state of mind and you see something, you make decisions. Um, we should all just be mindful. There's a lot circulating on the internet. I know we all have conscious mind, and I'm so happy that, the people that always come on here, like always have, a family structure and things like that. And it really encouraged me to come on here every weekend. I look forward to it all the time. If I can't come on here, I'm always like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? But I look forward to it every weekend. It's like an event for me. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I always learn something through this topic all the time. And don't be afraid. You guys can always throw a topic out. I think there was a topic Reverse Esper wanted us to discuss one time. I have to go back and look. I think
Yeah,
it was under a post. I can't really remember. But
yeah, yeah. I think now that A no, we discussed that Acorn. What that was something. Yeah, I can't really remember too. Yeah.
I think it was about one, I'll look it up.
Okay.
I think I know which one it was. That thing I shared.
Okay.
Um, I'll look under there. But I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys. We're all growing together. I believe that, and I'm super proud of us, of how our mindset are, how we're thinking, and I hope people can watch and make their own decision of what it is they want to. But if they feel like we're influencing them in a positive way, that means we're reaching our goal one step at a time, helping each other as believers. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. And if someone's going through this, is trying to decide to do the wrong thing because of something they saw online, please don't. Reevaluate and make cautious decisions. Um, that is my closing. Thank you, River Says Pro. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Richmond. Thank you, Anna, for hopping on real quick. And thank you to our audience. And of course, speaking of influencer, we got new followers. We just want to say welcome and thank you for getting us to 6,000. We're getting there small, small.
That's great.
Yeah, we're trying to hit that magic number 10,000.
Amen.
So we're getting there. Hopefully, if through our messages we can share God words one day at a time, that
Yeah,
means we're making good influence. So
that's
just want
true.
to say thanks to each and every one of you guys and have a blessed, blessed night. And hopefully, by the grace of God, we see you here again tomorrow.
Okay, guys.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a
Yeah,
good
have a
night.
good night. All right. Good night. Bye, guys. Anna, you sleeping?